Hi, this video will be a demonstration on HidePy, a Python obfuscation tool. Our goal with HidePy is to create a simple to use, feature-rich obfuscation tool for users so that they don't need to fiddle with the command line interface and configuration files. HidePy also provides instant access and offline capability with no installation required. So before we get into obfuscating some code, there will be a quick rundown on the GUI that HidePy has. So firstly, when the user first loads in the Python script, the red area with the title original code will show a preview of that original script that was loaded. So right below that, the checkboxes with the obfuscate button will be where the user goes next to choose the obfuscation functions that they want to use, and then click the obfuscate button to kind of execute the process. Next, the green area with the title obfuscated code will show sort of like a preview of the output. So the user can review it. If they don't like what they see, they can always go back and change up the options and then obfuscate again. Right below the green area will be the black. This black area is kind of like a logging area where it will show the time taken to obfuscate the file, where the file is saved, etc. And where does the user actually load files and save files will be right here. The file menu option. The open would be to load in the file, and then save would be to save the green output. So let's get to obfuscating some files. So the file today that we're going to use is this simple merge sort.py. Basically a merge sort Python script. Very simple. So we'll be using this for the entire demonstration. So how do we get this into the HidePy program? So as we explained before, click File, click Open. It'll pop up the File Explorer, and you just choose the file. It's right here, so I'm going to just open it. As you can see, it's right here in the red area. Exactly the same as what we saw before, the text editor. And so now, let's get to obfuscating the code. So let's get into obfuscating the code we have here on the red area. So we'll go through the options one by one, starting with string coder. Let's click it, obfuscate, and let's see what happens. As you can see on the green area, that what string coder does is that it replaces the variable names and some strings. And also another thing you might have noticed is that all the comments from the original code are now removed. So to up the confusion, we added mdifier. See what happens. What it does is that it is a MD5 hash onto the variable names and the strings. Another thing about Python scripts, right, is that indentation is very important in the syntax. So what we did was add this indentation option to kind of confuse the indentation. What we did was added some next line characters just to mess with the indentation so that it's harder to understand. Of course, indentation can be done without any other options. Basically the same script, but with the indentation all off. Let's get into the next one, called base64. Basically a base64 encoding. As you can see here, turns the entire script into a single line. Another thing we did was with base64, it's called random64. Every time we click it, a different output, just so that you have some variety when you change it up. And every time, as I explained before in the black area, it's always being recorded, the logging, the time taken, what's being encoded, what's being reverted. Yeah, basically what we have, HidePy. So after we obfuscate our code, and let's say we're happy with what you see here, maybe now we want to save it. So let's see what happens. Click save. So it's been saved in this location. I can open up my text editor, and we can see the new obfuscated code right here. Let's drag it out to the other side so we can see them both. So basically this is the original code, and this is the new one. But let's say even now, kind of doesn't look write to us, you can always go back, choose something else. Let's do string coder, amplifier, and indentation. Obfuscated it. Now let's save it. We can see right behind it changes at the same time. So once we're happy with it, we can take it. Basically how easy it is to use HidePy. Load, preview your original code, click your obfuscation options, obfuscate, see the output, happy with the output. We save, and we're done.